This would be 2500 County Road 550. There's no mailbox yet. Well, there was one. So I'm going to walk you guys from the road into the property. So here we go. There's really big pines. So this is the Gephardt's first outbuilding. Pretty big garage. Keep going. Go on, you guys. Go on, Peter. Yeah, the trees are just massive. Those are big white pines right there. There's still a little bit of standing water from winter. Things are still drying out. So this is still the easement right here. We're about to come up to the property line here. Property line starts right at this metal pin. And here's the gate. Needs a little work like everything else. So these are part of the woods. This is part of the property here. These just giant pines. And there's some cedars in there. Pretty big cedars actually. Yeah, more just giant pines. So the property line is up here. You can see it pretty well. There's pink flagging on the right hand side, which would be this side. This is a southern property boundary here. But you can see the size of some of these trees. That's a nice cedar there. Big birch. Well, that's a dead one, sorry. And then there's just these huge white pines again. These guys are just massive. Hey Maddie, go over there. Go stand by that tree. Yeah, there you go, good girl. Yeah, so you can kind of get a scale there. There's some big trees. There's a cedar that's growing sideways. So the southern property line is marked by that pink flagging like I was saying earlier. And I'll point it out as we keep going. Look at the size of that tree. Man. So the driveway takes a turn right at this point. It heads towards, right in the distance there, that would be the detached garage for Gephardt's. And this is, here was basically a firewood storage pile. Like, it had one of those cheap plastic corrugated roofs on it that it just collapsed over the years from snow. So that's all got to get cleaned up. And all these little suckers right here, I mean, all this stuff just kind of grew. It's got to get mowed down. You know, they hadn't been out here for 9 years, so look at the size of that birch. They're just coming into leaf. There's a big maple right behind it too. You can see the green on the birch leaves and the red on the maple. So this is the back of the garage. You can kind of see it through the trees here. And I don't know what this pile is. I think that's gravel for the driveway. That's what it looks like. I think they just had a spare pile laying around. So this whole tree, this is all fresh. I think this actually came from the Gephardt's property. I don't know why it's over here, but it's just stuff that's got to get burned and cleaned up. Firewood. There is this nice big trunk here, though. Let's probably get a beam out of there. Some more nice logs. I mean, these are pretty big. You can see by the size of my foot. So, here's Gephardt's property. This is one outbuilding. Well, these are the two big outbuildings down here by the house. The house is back here behind this garage. And this is underneath this is all packed gravel up until right about here. This is where the asphalt driveway starts. And you can see there's just a bunch of moss and stuff on it, but I mean, it just needs swept, really. So this is all asphalt here. And this is where we come around. Here's where the old house was, in this depression here. Well, you probably can't tell, but you'll see when we get up there. Maddie's heading over there. So again, there's Gephardt's house. They're one of their garages, and they're nice buildings, you know, really nicely sided. Yeah, just again, these are huge pines. That one right there in the back, that one's probably close to 80 or 90 feet. So here's the paved asphalt parking area is. Here's my Jeep with the missing door trim. There's some crocuses popping up here, or whatever those are. Those are crocuses, yeah. So here's the garage. This is the driveway I just came walking in on. Here's a little wood shed, or not a wood shed, just like a tool shed. Inside there is just a bunch of random yard tools and stuff. Here's the main garage. As you can see, there's a bunch of moss on the roof, some branches and stuff that gotta get removed. The stovepipe is leaking around the seal around the base because I don't know if you can see it, but you can't really tell. Anyway, they put the flashing on top of the shingles. So these windows are broke because from the heat of the fire. They're dual pane though, so the interior, just the exterior pane's broke. The man door, this all has T111 siding on it, which is, it's got like a 70-year lifespan. It's actually made in the UP too. So this is the addition part. This was all added on, so you can see where the roof line changes. So this is the original garage here, and then they added this on for cold storage or something, I don't know. And then this overhang, this is where they just got a bunch of wood and sailboats in there, little sunfish. Most of this firewood's actually not in bad shape. There's the boat, and then oh yeah, this massive fir right here. That's pretty cool. So let's see. Again, this is all asphalt. This just needs swept. And I was wrong about these trees. I thought these might have been growing through the asphalt, but these suckers are actually just growing on top of the asphalt. So that's great news, because there's a lot of those little bastards. So this retaining wall here, behind here is the septic line. So the tank is back behind the garage, and the septic line runs from, you can see where the wall got charred here from the fire. And Maddie just went up the stairs where the house used to be. So here's the hole where the house was. Anyway, there's that line right there was the line for the outdoor wood boiler. And then that is the septic line. So those two lines come this way along this berm, inside the berm. and they go back down at an angle to the septic tank behind the garage. So they had to raise this berm, or build this berm, basically to get the right enough slope on the septic, you know, to get it back to the tank here. Because I'm in a 100-foot wide lot, there's just not a lot of room. I mean, the property line is literally like basically 6 feet over. So no room for a drain field right here, but it's right behind the garage. So again, there's a look at the garage, all the asphalt pad, it's pretty big. Those are old, or not old, those are brand new stainless steel dual-walled chimney pipes. I don't know what those are for. So, everything just needs cleaned up around here. The door's a little banged up, but whatever. You can see where the paint bubbled on this door. So that needs a cleaning. But yeah, there's the... You know, this is all really nice at one time, you can tell. You know, this was actually a little garden. And there's the 2-course of block that the garage is on. I'm not going to do a detailed tour of the garage at the moment, but you can see the... I'll take you in for a second. There's a cement pad. Let's see. There's no power in here, so it's kind of dark. But yeah, anyway, this is the garage, and of course all their crap's in it. So this is 23 by 23. It's 530 square feet. Yeah, there's a bunch of really nice cedar planks that are like 2 inches thick on that wall over there. And that's the ladder I put up to go check out upstairs in the attic. There's the little mold spot, or the area around the stovepipe that's leaking. But that can just get cut out and replaced. Other than that, I mean, the drywall is pretty nice in here. It's got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has 8 overhead single bulb lights. And then it's got, there's the fuse panel. That's the 60 amp panel with the 220 on top above it. And there's an access hole here. There's one of the propane wall heaters. There's 3 of them. There's another one. And there's the other one. They're all a little different, but they're all here. Kind of a weird workbench. And the wood stove is here. Can't really get a good look at it, but it's a really nice Joe Tool. Anyway, I told you I wasn't going to do a detailed garage tour, and I just started to. So, let's continue on our journey down to the lake. So yeah, again, here's the building site. You know, this is all lawn here. See, there's some flowers popping up. And this was a walkway that went to the house. You know, all this stuff just grew up. It's all just junk. But yeah, that's actually brick. There's brick under there. And there's Gepke's again, or Gephart's. So this was lawn right here. This is all just lawn, grass. And then this is where the house was. So oh, by the way, the asphalt pad is 2 inches thick. For whatever that's worth. I think we can drive a small dump truck on it to fill some sand in here. The lowest part is right here with these, it's almost like a little wetland. So this is where the power comes out from the underground conduit coming from the road. So here's our main 3 lines. And I don't even know where these, I think they're buried down under the dirt there. So those are in their own conduit, I think, somewhere back there. And then this line, this is the line that ran back from the house to the garage, I'm pretty sure. So they ran power past the garage, down the driveway, all the way to here, to the house. And then they must have ran the garage back from the service panel in the house, over there. So, some of these trees, like I think that birch probably got damaged in the fire. This one's still standing. That one's, you know, it's kind of funky, but it's alive. And then there's the massive ones that I was telling Dad about. Yeah, those things are huge. We'll go up there in a second. So all this, just, it needs filled in. We'll figure that out. And then, you know, there's just all this brush. All this stuff can just get burned. Actually, my idea is just to burn it all in the hole right after we get the hose hooked, or the pump hooked up. So this is the pump house. The front of it got charred. It needs rebuilt. It's still solid. So I took this cover off when I was out here the other day, just to peek in there. Comes with an owl. There's the Gephardt's enormous house. It's a really nice house. So anyway, I'll show you in here what I can see, or what we can see. There is the melted power box. And then behind it, you can see the wellhead with the lines coming out. And I don't know. Oh, you know what? That's a heater. Holy shit. That probably caused the whole fire. No, it didn't. I'm lying. Oh, yeah. I gotta get in there and clean it out. Anyway, I'll do that tomorrow, or Sunday, or Saturday. But you can see the pressure tank back there. Well, okay, wellhead, the line's going into it. I don't know. I don't see a pump, but we'll see. I'll check it out tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you're not getting sick watching this video. So, back to our tour. Recap, garage, asphalt pad, berm that the septic's running in, septic line, outdoor wood boiler line, hole where the house used to be, brush everywhere that needs to be burned, and then this is pretty much on the way to the lake. This right here is actually a water feature. There was a pump, the water was pumped from down here is the pond, and it's a pretty good size. So there was another, this is the top of it, it was like a little cascading river waterfall thingy. And then I came down here, which I think that was for the pump, the water pump. That's probably still in that hole. But this thing's probably a good 10 by 12 oval. Obviously it's overgrown, needs fixed. Some lovely flowers. So yeah, that's kind of neat. And I'll take you over to these giant trees. So yeah, I only have dogs for scale. Come here, guys. Peter, get up there. You like climbing up on this thing. I've seen you do it like twice. Get up there, buddy. Alright, fine, I'll get up there. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on, get up here. Get up there. I know you can do it. Come on. Do it. Anyway, you can see how big these things are. I think these are some kind of beetle holes. They probably haven't ruined the structural integrity of it. This one right here, I mean, this one's just as, might be even bigger. Yeah, I mean, you can see by the size. Petey weighs 105 pounds. But yeah, there's 3 of these trees. So, I mean, you could see how they got charred from the fire. That's why they had to, they ended up having to take them down. You know, and I think that's probably part of the whole traumatic thing for the Hankies. There's this other smaller pine here. And then another one back there. So, I mean, there's just a lot of deadfall. But it's pretty much centralized from here, you know, in the building area and around the garage. The stuff in the woods, there's a path going from here to the lake. And that's overgrown, but there's not a lot of deadfall, too much deadfall in there. Anyway, let's go to the lake. Big stump. There's the pond. The poor overgrown pond. There's Fat Peter. And there's actually a couple paths to the lake. That's more trees that have to get burned. So, yeah, this is the path to the lake. There's some there's a little red pine. There's some birches in here. A white pine. A lot of these little guys. And then there's some of this ground pine. There's a lot of that stuff around here. And then all these scraggly little things just gotta get pulled. And let's see which way is best here. Try and give you as big of a picture as I can. So, like, all this stuff, I don't think ever existed when they lived here. Like, I think this stuff was all cleared out so they had a better view of the lake. Like, and there's a lot of just little tiny scraggly trees that, like, they just, once they're cleared out, you'll actually have a really nice view. And they're super easy to you know, cut down. Not a lot of work. Yeah, so these things, this all I guess that needs to get pulled out. But yeah, here's the path. You know, things just gotta get trimmed, like this branch. Oh yeah, and then here's more of the pink flagging. I don't know if you can kind of see it right there in the sunlight. There's another one back there. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that massive white pine, that like 90-footer way back in there. So yeah, this is looking towards the house, or the garage, I mean. You can kind of see my, yeah, you kind of see my Jeep way back in there. And then once you're over here, you can't even see the Gephardt's house, or any of the neighbors' houses for really. So yeah, there's some maples. Everything's just starting to leaf out here. Oh yeah, you know. There's the balsam fir. Those are great Christmas trees when you cut them from the top. Big group of birches there. Yeah, and again, there's just a lot of these little scraggly pines that need to get pulled up. And then let's go to the lake. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cold. It's like 49 degrees. And by the way, I'm wearing fluorescent socks and weird shoes because I'm going trail running after I do this video. So here we are. this is hopefully your beach. And you can see how big it is right here. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, a good 30 feet wide, at least, maybe more. So, there's a little drop off from the winter damage. It's just like maybe a foot. Anyway, there's Little Presque Isle. This is all state land. All that. And this is just all beach, all the way down to the point. So it's about a mile, I'd say it's about a mile and a quarter from where I am all the way to the point. And I know that from running it. So out there is Granite Island. That's where there's a lighthouse right out there, directly in front of the property, which is pretty awesome. And that point, I'm not quite sure what that is. I think that might be Little Garlic Point. I'll have to look on a map later. And then there's actually a bay right here that you can't tell, you can't see. But there's another little point right here. And then all this is rock, pretty much rocky shore. Rocky beach all the way up until right about there. And then it turns to sand. And so there's like another, I want to say 5 lots this way, but they're all 100 feet wide, just like this one. So, and there's the Gepke's, or I'm not sure whose gazebo that is, to be honest. I'm not sure Mike knows either. I think the families were sharing it. I have no idea who claims ownership. I think it's right on both property lines, or the property line. So this is the property from the lake. Big nice white pine there. Yeah, so there's some pretty big trees. And that's mostly storm damage from the October and November storms we had. We had 2 really massive ones this year. But this is nothing compared to some of the damage down here. There's like 6 to 8 foot drop cliffs. Like it ate away so much sand. And this is one of the weirdest spots because it actually gained sand. And I think a lot of it had to do with that point over there. It just kind of deflected most of the wave action away from here, and you know, it just carried on all the way down here. So yeah, it's a beautiful day. I wish you guys were here, and I'm gonna post this to YouTube because it's so long. I'm going on a half an hour here. I should start my own show. People would probably shoot themselves. Anyway, I love you guys. If you want me to take any more video, let me know. I can show you where the septic is and stuff on another one. But yeah, this is pretty nice.